Seriously, this is the third time I'm filming this video, and I hope it turns out well because I'm not doing it again. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'm doing my September wrap-up. I'm just going to get right into the books that I've read in the month of September. Just going to put it out there, I did one readathon and I failed, and I also think I was in a anticipated release reading slump, which I will get into, but I'm just going to get right into this wrap-up because I don't want this to fail again. So, the first book that I read in the month of September was a manga, and y'all know I love Shugo Chara, so I ended up picking up volume 5, which I can't really tell you what it's about because it does continue on from the previous manga. This is a manga about teenagers, more specifically like adolescents, who when you have a dream, you have a heart inside your egg. No, that's wrong. You have an egg inside your heart, and if you dream really loud enough, it will hatch into a little character, and hence the character, and hence the egg. And this follows Amu, who has 3 of them, and normally you only have 1. So, it's pretty interesting because once you get your Chara, you can use their powers as your own to like kind of make yourself who you want to be, and it's awesome. I love it. I give it 5 stars because I just love this series so much. Like, this is the first anime that I watched, and I just absolutely loved it. The next book that I read for the Zodiacathon, which is the readathon I was talking about earlier, and it's hosted by Carrie over at Carrie the Book Bell. So go check her out. She's an awesome person. I love her to death. And she hosts the Zodiacathon every year. This time she decided to do a mini round of the Zodiacathon. So this time there's only like 4 requirements, and I failed. I'm not good at readathons anymore. I used to be like so on top of my game and so anal about readathons, and now I'm just kind of like, it's whatever. But for that readathon, I was supposed to read Assault to the Sea by Rita Sepetys and The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, which I did not, but the next 2 books I did read that were on my TBR from that month, so if you want to see that, I'll card it somewhere, or I will put it down below. But the next book that I read in the month of September was The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky, and I gave this 4 stars. As I said earlier, I was in a pre-anticipated release reading slump, sort of, so I kind of just was out of it the whole time I was reading this book, and it wasn't like I didn't like it, it was just, I was like, you know, I was in a slump, basically. But this follows Charlie, who's writing a letter to, well, we don't really know who he's writing a letter to. He's writing a letter to a friend, which I assume we are the friend. We don't really have a name, and Charlie is not really his real name either, but a lot of the characters in the story, their names have been changed due to, like, protection, basically. And I don't know, I really liked the book. I found myself comparing it to the movie a lot, and I don't remember exactly if it was, you know, accurate enough. I really don't, because I haven't seen the movie in like 2 years. But I remember as I finished it, I was talking to my friend Abby, and we were just talking about it over text, and it was great. But I gave this 4 stars. It's not like I didn't love it, it's just I think I was in a really bad rating slump, so I might have to try and read this again when I'm in a better headspace for reading something like this, because this is kind of has some serious topics in there, and yeah. The next book I read for the Zodiacathon was Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. Now, this book I went in very cautious because at first it wasn't like the premise wasn't really like catching me, or maybe I was getting it mixed up with another book. I don't really remember. But this one is about Josh and Hazel, who they knew each other in college, and then, you know, they just kind of, you know, reconnect, and they are very like incompatible, but then they try to help each other get dates and set each other up on dates, and you can imagine how that goes. You know, they end up falling for each other, and they're both like pretty like nerdy people, and it was very adorable, very cute, and I really liked it. I have read Christina Lauren before. I've read the Seasons series, which is very smutty, to say the least. And this one wasn't that bad, and I really liked it. The ending, I was just holding onto my seat for, and I kind of wanted, like, not an extra book, but, like, a novella, basically telling the rest of their lives. But I gave it a 5 stars because I really enjoyed it, and it was probably one of my favorites that I've read this year. The next book that I read was the anticipated release we all were waiting for, or your girl was waiting for all year, all millennia, because it's time for the most anticipated release of the year for me. And if you guys know me, I'm very obsessed with Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. And I tell everyone and their mom to read it, and the last book came out this month, or this past month, and that was Capturing the Devil. And I read it in a day and a half after getting it, because it took a minute for my payment to go through, so I didn't get it upon release, which kind of made me sad. But anyway, I read this within a day and a half. I didn't want to finish it, like, I didn't want to put it down, because it was so good. I loved my babies, like Audrey Rose and Thomas Presswell are my children. This book was great. It was a great ending. I really, really enjoyed it, and yeah. But I really, really, really enjoyed this book. I think I almost cried a few times. The ending definitely made me cry. I teared up a little bit at the end, and I gave it 5 stars, as obvious as that could seem. And I'm so, like, happy that this book is out, but also I'm very sad because the series is over. But I'm also very happy because she's releasing a new series, so yeah. The next 2 books were rereads for me, and as you know, last month I reread Percy Jackson and Olympians, The Lightning Thief, because I just had the urge to reread the series, or start rereading the series, because I hadn't reread it in a while, and I just really needed to, like, I don't know, read it again. So I continued on, and I not only read The Sea of Monsters, but I also read The Titan's Curse, which I know I have an unpopular opinion. Well, I don't know if it's an unpopular opinion, but The Titan's Curse is definitely my favorite out of the series, out of the Olympian series, just because you get to meet my child, Nico D'Angelo, and his sister, which, that's a whole nother story. I read this whole entire book on the plane to, or, well, not on the whole entire book on the way to Fort Myers, but I read half of this on the way to Fort Myers and the other half on the way home, but I kind of want to share this experience with you guys as well. I saw a week ago the Percy Jackson Olympians The Lightning Thief musical in New York. It was the opening day, which I didn't realize it was opening day. I thought the day before was the opening day. And I almost cried during Tree on the Hill, which is very good. I was going to make a little, like, story time video about it. I was going to sit down and talk about it, but I just figured I'd talk about it here. It was a great experience, even though there were these girls behind me who were complaining the whole entire time because the person who plays Percy, Chris McCarroll, he wasn't on that night. His understudy was, which I was totally fine with. Like, I wasn't expecting to see Chris McCarroll. I was just expecting to see Percy in his glory. They started complaining and, like, basically were, like, trying to get a refund, and I was just, like, getting really pissed because I was like, you should be grateful that you're actually here on one of the opening nights seeing this play, or this musical. So, yeah, I almost punched one of them in the face. But, so, it was amazing. I got to go to the cast door afterwards, and there was, like, a whole bunch of people there, and I got to meet a whole bunch of different actors who played the people on the show. I got to meet, what's his name? I don't remember what his name is, but I'll put a picture of me and him here. The guy who actually played Percy, not Chris McCarroll, but his understudy. I forget what his name is. I don't know what his name is, but I'll put his name somewhere. And he was very nice. If you guys notice he looks like Boston Tom, if you know who that is. He's on FBE and he's also Boston Tom on YouTube. But he looks like Boston Tom, and I wish I could have said that to him, but also at the same time, I don't want to embarrass myself in front of these people. I did meet the guy who played Luke. I met the guy who played Grover. I have a picture with him as well. And I think that's it. I tried to get, oh no, what's her name? I tried to get the girl who played Annabeth, but she was like in and out. Like she came out and then she like, I was at the way end near like where you come out of the theater. So she kind of just kept going. She didn't even come over to my section, which was fine. I got the glimpse at her through real life and it was awesome. Everybody was really nice. You know, I told the guy who played Grover that I almost cried during Tree on the Hill. It always makes me cry when I listen to it. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, no, it's not you. It's just this song is so emotional. Like, you know, like Talia. And that's it. That's all I got to say. But again, it was a really nice experience, and I got a shirt that said, Smart Girls Never Win If They're Polite, which is from Annabeth's song, and it's great. Okay, I'll stop talking about it now because this is supposed to be a wrap-up. But anyway, I did read a total of like 6 books, which is great. I was supposed to read like 8 because of these 2, but it never really happened. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed my September wrap-up, and I hope to see you guys again soon in another video. My name is Olivia, you're on Bookish Burkis Nice channel, and I hope to see you soon with another video. Bye!